You know who made it.
And we are live from LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Oops, gotta click live. Instagram's so wonky. They make you click live like after you're live when you're using a third-party tool like StreamYard, which I am using to go live. So I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about StreamYard really quick. There's the QR code on the screen to get my affiliate link, but you don't have to use my affiliate link. Just go sign up. I get like $6 a month if you sign up with my affiliate link. But I do coach on how to go live in my coaching program, and there's a lot that goes into it, and the tech is just a small piece. But Instagram makes it so easy to go live across channels, and then we pull out the audio and we make podcasts, we pull out the video, we chop it up, we do all the things. But yeah, StreamYard is a preferred LinkedIn vendor. So if you want to go live on LinkedIn, I definitely prefer StreamYard, and you might want to try it out too. So there's my affiliate link. If you want to try the free trial, go ahead and do so. Then if you do, reach out to me. And I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'll give you a month free in my coaching program. So if you sign up on my StreamYard affiliate link, that is $300 worth of value for like, I don't know, I think StreamYard is like, don't quote me, but I think I have the up leveled version. I pay like $50 a month. So I don't know what the like lower version is. But I digress. We have some hot guests, so I want to make sure we get right to it. I also am going to be talking about high level tonight. So during intermission, I'm not playing a high level recording. I will be telling you about high level live because I launched my workbook today and I built that in high level. So I want to encourage you all to share your skills and your value as well. You can do it in a workbook. You can have a checklist you can share. Make a landing page. Allow people to download your knowledge and then reach out and help those people. And maybe you do it as a side hustle, or maybe you are like a big time B2B SaaS company. High level actually works for you all, but that is my affiliate link. And if you sign up with my affiliate link, you do get 3 months free this month of my coaching program. So that's the Taking Up Space program, 3 months free if you sign up with high level. So it's $97 a month if you sign up for a high level. So it's not that expensive, and you get like everything you would get from these big SaaS tools that, yes, I used to use when I was employed and I loved them. But when I started working for myself, I was like, this is wild that I have to pay that much just for a dedicated IP. And you don't. Technology doesn't need to be that expensive. Get everything you need with high level. I digress. Here's my workbook. So we can drop that in the chat. We've got Cherry Assistant here helping us. Big thanks to Cherry Assistant for all their help. Layla is super helpful. So everyone give Layla a follow or like her, because she's going to be helping us with the prizes and with the show, and she's emailing winners. So if you're entering to win prizes, which I encourage you to do so happy Wednesday, Layla. Thank you for being here. But Layla works with Cherry Assistant, and Cherry Assistant does more than just help prepare live streams and, help you with administrative tasks and marketing. They can help you with your finances. They can help you with data entry. You'll see during the intermission more about Cherry Assistant. But if you need a VA, I couldn't suggest Cherry Assistant more highly. DJ Kim, he's a founder at Cherry Assistant, and he was with Data Ghost. I don't know if you remember, Data Ghost was a sponsor of the show. They were acquired, and they thanked Winsday for getting them their first 100 users once they were acquired, which was awesome. And then they went and started Cherry Assistant. And here we are again, working with them again. But they've also had 2 other businesses they've sold. And Cherry Assistant is powering all these businesses that they're building and selling. So these VAs are just really targeted because they find exactly what it is that you need help with, and they find the specific person around the globe that can help you with it. So check out Cherry Assistant. I'm going to put up that QR code here as well, but I want to bring our guest right on because we have some really awesome guests. We're talking marketing tonight, and I can get into that. Of course, we do have prizes, so I'll be showing the comment to win keywords throughout the show. We've got a tag high level for the high level swag pack. We got hashtag headset for a free professional headset from Headset Advisor. And then we've got hashtag personal branding will get you 1 month free in my coaching program. And hashtag revenue will get you our guest prizes. So we'll let them explain the guest prizes. I'm going to go ahead then and bring them on. Welcome to the show, Connor and Jess. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey,
thanks for having us.
Yes,
absolutely. Well, I'm glad that it all worked out because, no one needs to know this, but of course I'm going to be real and share it that Jess, you're traveling. So I appreciate you. It's hard when you don't know if you're going to have internet, and you made it work out. So I just appreciate you doing so and being here and stumbling along with us. But that's what's going to make it an awesome conversation. So let's get right into it. You know the drill. And I told you both pre-show, we've got the 2-minute clock. I'm going to go ahead and put it up. We want to hear your full life story from birth to what brought you to now. And we don't want to know what we can find about you on LinkedIn. We want to know all the in between, like the good stuff. So let's go ahead and start with you, Jess. Could you tell us your full life story?
Okay, here we go. I'm a Michigan native, born in Michigan. I was a dancer as a kid, danced for like 15 years, went to Western Michigan University, studied advertising, got my first job in Chicago right out of Western, where I wrote the jokes on Happy Meal boxes for McDonald's. Really awesome job. For 15 years after that, I was a copywriter on B2C brands. So a lot of Kellogg and Kimberly-Clark, a lot of Cottonelle toilet paper and Rice Krispies and Pop-Tarts and all kinds of fun stuff like that. In 2019, I decided to completely pivot over to B2B content marketing, and I have been doing that ever since. I have stood up content functions at a number of companies, and right now I am at Island, which is an enterprise browser, exactly what it sounds like. It is a browser built for business so that you don't have to tack a bunch of stuff onto Chrome to make it work for work. I married my college sweetheart. I have 2 lovely little girls with him, 11-year-old named Collins and a 5-year-old named Emmy. We started middle school and kindergarten this year, so it's a big year. I love true crime. I will listen to any podcast, watch any documentary. That is how I chill out, which is weird. I know, I don't care. It helps. I love junk food. What else? Love Target. I cannot be trusted inside of Target. I cannot be trusted inside of Nordstrom Rack. I'm constantly on the search for an amazing weird tacos. I love Rice Krispies treats as my favorite dessert. And I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, you filled the space. That is incredible. Congratulations. You might be one of the first who, really was able to like push it and share. But that was awesome. So audience, do you know Jess Cook? Because Jess Cook, like if you don't know her, you absolutely should be following her. Go follow her. I met both of you at the Exit 5 event, like in real life.
Yeah.
That was a marketing event. So, and I feel like if you were anyone who knew anyone in B2B marketing, you were at that event. So this is going to be a really awesome episode. And thank you for being with us, Jess. But Connor, now it's your turn. We're going to grill you. We want to know your full life story. Birth to what brought you to now to being this amazing film producer and video creator.
Okay.
In 2 minutes.
All right. Oh my God. Shout out Jess. I gotta follow this up. Okay. I was born in New Hampshire, small town boy. Was a theater guy, played tennis, had a lot of expressiveness to showcase, and really awkward kid in high school. Continued to be an awkward kid in college, but kind of owned it, if you will. And I actually went to college for accounting. Total shift. My mom was an accountant. I love my mom. I didn't really know what I was going to do, and so I went into accounting. Top 4 firm, did really well, but my manager hated herself and therefore hated me and therefore punished me. And I said, you know what? This place sucks. This culture sucks. I'm going to switch over to what I love to do in my free time, which is make short films. And so at the time, I had translated my love of theater into a love of short films. I was writing stuff. I was directing stuff. And now, and then I got into video. I went into B2B SaaS company called The Predictive Index 5 years ago. And I was in-house for 5 years, built a team of 3, proved video as a marketing function before it was cool, I like to say, but maybe not. And we did a lot more than webinars. We actually built up the YouTube channel there. We ended up doing ads quarterly that we could put through paid that were doing better than our static stuff. We bolstered our top performing blog content with really good videos that made it rank higher and also went to YouTube, yada, yada, yada. And then I started a business. But if you want to know about my personal life, I am a dungeon master for Dungeons & Dragons. I'm a huge total nerd and I own it. I play soccer in my free time. I like to run. I'm doing a half marathon soon. What else? Oh my God, I love to cook. Cooking is one of my favorite hobbies. It's lame, I know, but holy crap. And yeah. How did you do this, Jess? My favorite color is blue. My favorite candy bar is Twix. And
yes!
I'm excited to be here.
You don't have to fill the whole space, but man, both of you are awesome for doing that. And we want to hear about our audience too. Like, tell us who's listening. Who are you? What do you do? What field are you in? Industry, job? We're marketers. We're going to be talking about marketing, but also we're going to be talking about video for sales. Because let's be honest, like, is marketing sales or is sales marketing? Or like, I don't know.
Oh, don't
I
start
kind of get confused
Don't
sometimes.
start that. We'll get into a whole tizzy.
Let's get into a whole tizzy and make sure that you're entering to win these prizes, which, by the way, thank you both for sharing a prize with our audience. And before we start our conversation, could you both tell the audience what they would be getting if they put #revenue in the comments and end up winning? Jess, what's this Homepages for Humans?
Absolutely. Homepages for Humans is a course I created that will help you really sit down and get your head in the right space to write amazing headlines for your homepage or landing page. So it's like a 4-part course where you're kind of doing some warm-up exercises. You're taking what you did in the warm-up. You kind of I've given you a handful of, more than a handful, quite a few, almost 20 different headline templates where you can kind of take what you did in the warm-up, put them into the templates, and then you can kind of sift through and take the wireframe that I've built for homepage landing page and kind of rearrange and take your headlines and mix and match. And it's just I find like a really awesome resource just to get your ideas out of your head and into action.
Ooh, I love that. #revenue, everyone. Like, why not win that? And Connor, you're giving away free video script or video edit. Tell us a little more.
This is service. This is what I do, man. So I've written over 500 video scripts in my career so far, and I've edited well over 1,000 videos. And now I have a team that does it, but I love it. So personally, if you win, I will just edit a really small 30-second video for you, or I'll look over your video script, because writing for video is so different than writing for copy or homepages or blogs or anything, because you have to think of the visual element too. So I'll just go through your video script and kind of amp it up.
I love that. Thank you so much. So I'll be putting the hashtags that y'all need to be putting in the comments to enter to win tonight. And yes, I agree with Layla. Comment, comment, comment. I see there's at least 8 of you on LinkedIn. There's 2 of you on YouTube. So bring your friends, click that share button. Let's get some more people here, but engage with us, because we want to make this conversation for you. But let's go ahead and get into our first topic and get it started. Content culture creation. This is your topic, Jess. Can you talk us through how to be visible and collaborative?
Absolutely. So one of my top performing LinkedIn posts of all time is around this topic. And I think it's because it's a really tricky thing to figure out, right? Like, so much of content marketing is invisible to most people. There's a ton of behind the scenes. There's interviewing SMEs, there's reviewing the transcripts, there's pulling out insights, there's just the idea of like SEO, or like digging into keywords. There's connecting the dots between things you're seeing happening in the market and in publications that matter to your audience, and trying to connect them back to things that your product is doing, or your brand point of view is connected with, right? There's just so much that people don't see. There's really only 2 things that people see, which is like you shipping the thing and then maybe some promotion around the thing, right? And so the idea that when you're a content marketer, and specifically if you're one of the first content marketers or marketers in your company, that part of your job is to build a culture of content. And what do I mean by that? Culture of content to me means you've gotten to a point where people are coming to you with content ideas, and they understand that you both need those content ideas, and they understand the impact of coming to the content idea, right? So the fact that like you're no longer, kind of like sales, right? You're no longer having to go outbound and like pull ideas in from SMEs or people in the company, or customers. They are now inbound, coming to you, bringing you ideas, bringing you insights, bringing you thoughts about like, hey, this would be a great story, or I have an idea for, a blog post or a video, right? So it's not as hard as it seems. It sounds like a very, very big thing, and it does take some time. But really the main things that you have to do are, first, you have to show people how to work with you. So you have to kind of show people like, okay, if you have an idea, I need to be very approachable, make it very easy for someone to come to me with an idea, right? So I'm going to start a Slack channel. I'm going to reach out proactively to the people who I know are SMEs, or I know I've heard in a meeting, or I've heard in like a company all hands have a great idea, or talk about something a customer did that was interesting. I'm going to be really proactive about that. And then I'm going to make it, second step, very, very easy for them to work with me. I'm going to do all of the heavy lifting. So I'm going to work in whatever way is easiest for you. And maybe that's you just sitting down with me on a 15 to 30 minute call, and I'm taking in all of your thinking, and I am going to, turn that into something for you. Or maybe you like to be the writer. Some SMEs really love the writing aspect of it. And so maybe they want to sit down and they want to make that first draft. And then it's my job, or us as a content creator's job, or content marketer job, to go and look at that and kind of like, okay, where's the structure? Where's the story? What's the angle, right? So that's the second thing. Make it very easy for your SMEs, for the people coming to you with ideas, to bring you ideas. And then the third step is really showing them the impact of what happens when they do that with you. So make your SMEs, make the people that come to you with ideas look like a rock star, right? You take that reporting, like the piece of content that performed really well that an SME helped you author, or that you ghost wrote for them, let them know how well it did. Let them know, hey, this actually is bringing in, new traffic for people searching for this term that we wouldn't have had otherwise on the site, right? Help them understand what happens when they sit with you for 30 minutes, the impact of that work. So those are kind of the 3 steps, and you'll start to see those pay dividends after you kind of put those into action, that people will start to come to you. People will be talking about like, hey, I just wrote this blog post with Jess and like, it was a great experience. She made it very easy on me. And then she let me know that like it was performing, it's doing really well. We even got some leads out of it, right? Things like that. That is like an awesome like cycle generation. What am I trying to say here? That is a great flywheel to get new content into your head and into your content pipeline.
Man.
Can I ask a question on that? Actually,
Please.
I loved you running through that because I worked in a content team in-house, right? So like we had this problem all the time of not being able to source ideas reliably, because at first we had this issue where no one would come to us, and so we made us super approachable. We're like, if you have a content idea, here is like the 3 people to contact on the content team. We'd love to have a conversation with you. And it was in like an 150 person company, and soon we got some really good ideas from some awesome people within the organization, but we also got, I would say like 75% of it was fluff, and we didn't want to disappoint them. And like, so I guess how do you find that right balance of like proactivity versus keeping it open? You know, have you ever run into that issue that I'm talking
about? That is such a great question. This happens all the time, right? People will come to you, and you have to expect that. Like if you're going to open the doors, open the gates for ideas, you have to know that like not everything's going to be gold, and that's okay. You don't want to shut people down because they won't come back to you, right? So you don't want to, you have to still be, open to hearing them. I think a really, really big help here is having a well-documented strategy, because then you can say that would be an awesome idea if this was our strategy, right? If our strategy was we're talking to this audience, or we're going after this industry, but our strategy is actually this. So right now that idea doesn't make sense, but we're going to hang on to it for later in case, you know, things are shifting all the time. It may work in the future. So I think there's something to be said about having your strategy well documented and well socialized too. It might help head off some of those ideas. You know, I think at least just having that down and being able to say no with some rationale is super helpful. That's a great question, though.
That was super smart. That makes total sense. I like how it's not no, but it's like maybe later because the strategy, you know?
Yeah.
And I also love what you said about the feedback loop. I think I didn't do that when I was in-house, of giving people that validation that, damn, look how well your content performed, you know?
Yeah. People love that. Makes them feel like a rock star.
Yeah.
The feedback loop part is so important, especially as a marketer. It's so hard to get the feedback loop sometimes.
Yeah.
But when you can get it, man, it's so powerful. But real quick, this is about the audience. So audience, ask us some questions. We have gotten a few comments. I just want to read a few. So Jimmy says, hi, everyone. I just want to say hi. This is my first time participating in this live, and I'm loving it already. My industry is different, but I enjoy learning something new. Well, tell us about your industry, Jimmy.
True,
and we've got some people who were saying like they haven't done video yet, but they're looking to start. Can we get a copy of this video? I mean, yeah, this will stay here. You can absolutely get a copy of this because this is like a playbook, Jess. Thanks for all the knowledge you're dropping here. Make it easy for them. Hey, Brandy Bomb, what's up? But like, you know, I guess with that, we already need to get into our topic too. So let's go ahead and transition into video a little bit. And we weren't going to talk about sales. We were going to talk about marketing today, but you know, videos are marketing. I mean, or should we talk about videos in sales, Connor?
Oh yeah.
And could you kick us off on that and how engaging prospects through visuals can actually help us succeed?
Okay, absolutely. So I started video in marketing, but I was partnering with the sales team so often that I started to figure out what worked there. So what I'm about to share is just like 3 levels of things that you can think about for incorporating video into your sales techniques. So level 1, simple video outreach is just a must. I'm a founder. I know other people who are running small businesses or small SaaSes that are constantly trying to do a little bit of outreach, but at scale. And so for those accounts that you really want to get the attention of, I think a personalized video just goes such a long way. One way that I've done it, just to give a little tactics here, is I've actually put their name on a sign and held it in the first frame of the video and then put it away, because that will become the thumbnail for your outreach. And again, this is just level 1 video. Like, just get yourself in front of a camera, do the reps. It'll make you stand out because no one else is sending videos, even though it's very easy to do so. Loom videos work great. Sometimes I pull people's website up and do that. A lot of SDRs that I've talked to in like Series A SaaS will start using video in this way. Easy first touch. And then, you can follow with your sequences after if you'd like. Level 2, I would say, is only accessible to people who have a lot more time or a bit of a team to help them. But specific case studies is the #1 sales enablement tool. And when I would say specific, what I mean is that instead of just sharing generic product tours, which is something that I think a lot of software companies fall into as a trap, and then your prospect is going to watch the product tour, find one thing they don't like, and then use that as an excuse not to talk to the salesperson. Instead, if you show 45-second sales enablement case studies specific to their industry, that's the #1 golden ticket, and what we found to get people on the phone the most. And this was in a sales org with about like 5 people total, and we ramped it up to 15. And this was one of the ways that they used outreach in their sequences. When you're doing case studies, if this is something that you're thinking about, it would be an initiative for your business. So when I was in-house, we actually had what's called the Summer of Social Proof. And it was this wonderful 4 to 5 month period where marketing was focused on getting a case study out like every 2 weeks, video and written. And because we did that, we had so many verticals targeted with our case studies that we could present a library to our sales team to present at exactly the right moment. So specific case studies, keep it to 45 seconds. I know how does CRM play into this? I'm going to ask, let's get back to that.
That was asked a little earlier.
Yeah. It depends on the CRM, but I mean, I put videos in sequences, and you can also put looms. The CRMs I use, you have a manual first touch, and then you have sequences afterwards. If we're talking about a CRM that does outreach, so where I would insert it is in the first touch, or if they have a positive reply, then obviously you're probably in a manual sequence at that point, and you go in with personalized videos there. Is that helpful? I hope.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
I have a third level. The third level is for usually Series B and above companies, and it's to have a creative ad that just gets attention and explains the #1 feature your prospect cares about. Oftentimes, with larger software companies, the buying committee is bigger. The folks that they're selling to, it's a bigger deal size. They're selling into bigger buying teams, et cetera, et cetera. So you'll usually have a champion within the org that's really excited about your software, or really excited about your service, and they have to convince 5 other people who don't give a crap and are not going to pay you any attention. And the only way to get those people's attention is not a case study. To be honest, it's usually something more entertaining or educational. I tend to lean more towards the entertaining side of things. So some funny little quippy ad to get their attention and help them understand the product immediately is the level 3 of this, I would say, for video outreach and sales.
Ooh, that's a lot. I mean, I love how you break it down into the 3 different steps. So video outreach and sales. Have you done any video outreach and sales, Jess?
I have not personally, but I have been kind of on the receiving end of it, and it feels very personalized. I think even more so than personalized email of some kind. And there is kind of this reciprocity feeling to it, right? Where it's like, oh, they put the time into this to personalize it, clearly make it about me. I'm going to take even at least 5 seconds to hear the beginning of it. So I think that's a really big plus on the side of video as a sales tactic for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's all these different tools coming out around it. SendSpark is one. We had their founder on the show. They're doing some really awesome things. And I don't know, there's just so much into it. But let me go back up and ask some of these questions. So How do I get people other than my mom to watch my videos? So this is yours, Connor. Tell us.
Oh, that's such a real. You're so real for asking that, Paul. You're so real. I could say a billion things here. I'm just gonna say the most important one, which is the hook. It's what any content person is gonna tell you. But in video, I probably spend 50% of my time on the first 3 seconds, and then 50% of my time on the next 3 minutes. Like, it's kind of that important. So like understanding what's gonna get their attention in the first place, and then they'll watch it. Whether or not they'll watch it the whole way through is up to the quality of the video, but they're not going to give you the attention in the first place if the hook is bad.
What are some of your best performing hooks? I'm like hook obsessed.
Good question.
I'm a LinkedIn guy. I post on LinkedIn, and the hooks that work the best for me are I statements, usually like credibility. So like it's usually LinkedIn loves numbers too. Like,
yeah,
one of my best hooks was like, I've spent $15,000 on actors in the past 6 months. Here's what I've learned about blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Or I just helped a client get to X percentage, conversion rate on the creative. I think people don't use even if it doesn't feel like I don't know, you're a big influencer, even if it's a small win, like say the I statement, you'd be surprised who would be impressed by what you are not impressed by,
Yeah. For sure. So
what about you, Jess? Because I know you're so good at those long form posts. Like, what have been your best performing hooks?
Oh man. Sometimes I'm like shocked at what
I know
what a good hook is, or I'll like work on a hook for like 20 minutes and it'll like bleh, and then I'll just throw something out there and it'll do really well. So I think I think a really big thing to know is that LinkedIn changed. So I don't know, when I started posting 2 years ago, it was like you got the first 3 lines, right? Like, I guess it was 5 lines with 2 spaces in between.
Oh, I missed the third line.
I do too. And now it's like line, space, line. That's all you get.
Yeah.
Or if it's an extra long hook, you just get the first 2 lines. So I think that's just always important to remember, like, what is actually going to be seen before you hit see more. I use a tool, and maybe everyone here knows about it, so this is no like exciting secret, but I use Authored Up.
Me too.
Oh God, I love
mostly because of the preview. Like,
yes,
I just get to see what the hook
then
is.
I know exactly what people are going to see, and I'm like, is that good enough? Does it need to be shorter? Is it curiosity piquing enough? So that's a really great one.
Neither of you get nervous about using a third-party app on LinkedIn? That's not like, I don't know.
I have never had an issue with it.
I've never thought about it. I'm pretty loose with third-party apps, though. I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't know. Is Authored Up a Chrome extension? Because I know
it is.
It is, yeah.
LinkedIn hates Chrome extensions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had an issue with it personally. It hasn't disintegrated my reach. So
that's good.
So I've done testing and it doesn't do anything.
That's good. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul asks, any good automation tools? Automation tools for LinkedIn specifically, or in general?
High level, I would say.
High level,
yeah. What kind of automation tools, really? I'm about to show an automation here in just a minute from High Level of like when you download a workbook, like what you can set up. But like, man,
wait, is this like the perfect segue for you? Should we just like?
It really is a perfect segue. But Paul, I want to know more specifically, like what automation? Oh, Shield, he says.
Wait, Shield is the social media app, isn't it?
Shield is LinkedIn
analytics.
Analytics.
Shield, I don't think. I think it's just analytics, right?
Shield is analytics. Yeah, I also have Shield. It's a good one.
Nice.
I've never used it.
Just to answer the automation tools. So when we were at Exit 5, I met Stuart Hillhouse, who is the head of content at Mutiny. Definitely follow him on LinkedIn and subscribe to the Mutiny newsletter. It is one of the best like brand newsletters out there, period. He showed me some of the crazy stuff he's doing with Copy AI because they have like, instead of just asking like, you can ask ChatGPT or you can ask Claude a question. Copy AI helps you build a workflow. So for instance, like he showed me and helped me build a workflow for writing, at least getting started with a LinkedIn post. and basically allowed me to feed Copy AI kind of my style and my tone and my structure of my post, typical structure. And then basically like I'll just talk into like do a voice memo. It'll scrape the transcript. And then the next step of the workflow is that it finds the top 5 insights. It pulls those. Then it uses my structure and my tone. The next kind of step of the workflow is that it uses my structure and my tone to then write a series of posts. And it's just fascinating, like what happens when you actually just kind of like build the steps as opposed to trying to ask a single question and trying to get it to do everything at once. So that has been one of my favorite kind of shortcuts. I also have a favorite prompt that I've been using lately in ChatGPT, which is something to the effect of, I just had a, X minute conversation with an SME around this topic. Please take this transcript and turn it into a blog post outline. Do not write the outline chronologically. Instead, write it in the most logical order for someone reading the blog post. And where appropriate, insert a section about, basically for myself, how Island can help solve the challenge. So those are some of my favorites. And Descript. I love Descript because I am not as gifted as Connor when it comes
Descript is wonderful. I think it's like one of the best inventions because no one needs to know my complicated editing programs. Okay, you don't.
Video
you really
people
don't.
love Descript, but I'm going to segue right now into high level, and we have Brittany here. Brittany, if you're still in the comments, we got to get you on this show. She's with high level, and I want to tell you all a little bit about a couple things. So I just launched my my workbook. And we can put that back in the comments if you want to check it out. But I built that on high level. So, like you probably remember back in the day, even here on this show, we would make fun of ebooks. And this isn't really an ebook, it's a workbook. But I want to encourage all of you, because all of you watching, you have value to share. You have something you can teach other people. And I want to encourage you to do that and have a landing page. If you're out there on LinkedIn, your featured section on your LinkedIn page should have a landing page where you're offering something free. You need a freebie. Start collecting people's information. And that was one of the things when someone was saying, hey, how can I use a CRM for this? Well, when you're building your personal brand, you should be collecting those contacts because we're not guaranteed our LinkedIn audience forever. We're not guaranteed our TikTok audience forever, but we are guaranteed our email list forever when we build that in high level. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to share my screen live. Feel free to ask questions. I usually play a video ad. So this is my first time just doing like a live demo of high level, but let's see, is it going to actually let me share what I want to share here? So here we are in high level, and I'm just in the marketing section of it. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for myself here. And if I go to sites, I created this page, and Layla, if you don't mind, like if you haven't already, put it in the comments so everyone can see the link to it. But I created it in high level, and probably because I'm live, never takes this long to load, of course.
This is like when tech businesses release their product on like a huge stage and it fails.
Right. I probably should have checked. They're probably like launching features right now because it's late.
There you go.
But here we go. So I should have named it something better, but of course I named it copy. Who here is good with their nomenclature for their internal things? I need to get better about it, and I will as I scale. But you can see here, this funnel, I just literally, it's not like you need to code. People, anyone can come in here and you can just type with real letters, blah, blah, blah. I'm messing it up right now. I can add buttons super easily. I just, created this image, and we can add an image. It's all drag and drop. And then, once you sign up for this, so you can just go scroll through the page, whatever. I built it. It was super easy to build. If you need help with it, I can give you a template to this. So high level, the really awesome thing about high level, for agencies, so you can see I have app.reveting.com. So my clients all get access to app.reveting.com, whether they use it or not. So you can see there are different accounts here. If I log in, then these are their instances of their CRM and their marketing platform. For $97 a month, you get 3 accounts. So you can have your CRM and marketing platform and 2 other people's that you're managing. That means you can just log in, update their website, but you can also build your own stuff on your own page like this. Then you can literally just like share it, get this link, go into the other page or make a snapshot, and you have a template there. So what I do is I create pages like this, and then when I get people in my Taking Up Space program, I go ahead and just like snapshot this, put it in their program, then they can edit it, just change the colors. So they don't even have to like build the design. So if you join my Taking Up Space program, you'll get all these templates too. Or if you just try out High Level, so I put the QR code up here for my affiliate link. If you try out High Level, then you get, 3 months free of my coaching program. That's a November special. So try it out, sign up with my affiliate link, and then we'll create the stickiness. And I'm going to want to help you make sure that you have your landing page, make sure that you have I didn't even show the automations, man. We were talking about automation. Let me show you just a little bit here. Like I can go into automation. So we can see I've got 5 who are actively in here, 44 already gone through, and I can just set it up like anything else. So I triggered it from the form submitted on that page. Then they're going to get an email. The email they're going to get is going to say, hey, here's your download. Download it here. Thanks for downloading it. Now I have their email and their name, and they got the workbook from me. You can go check out the workbook. I built the workbook in Canva. Then it adds a tag to them so I can organize these contacts, mark them as subscribers. And then it gives them a course grant offer. So I built a course right in High Level. So again, $97 a month. I've got everything in one tool. So I'll just show you, like when you get that, you get access to this 3-day challenge. And then boom, it's like you have to watch these videos. You can complete the lessons, sort through it. You can start the course basically, and it'll be like, oh, here's lesson 1. You can watch the video, lesson 2, here's another video. But you all have done courses online, and a lot of people use different tools like School. So I set up automation. So like with my workflow, yes, they're going to get email, they're going to get added to a free course. They're going to I'm going to send some internal notifications, like internal Slack notifications, as well as just like continual follow-up emails. I'm curious from people in the comments, how many email follow-ups do you have in your nurture campaigns? I'm curious from you, Jess and Connor as well, but be sure to let us know because we're going to be right back right after this message from Cherry Assistant.
This is Mike, also known as Clean with Mike on Twitter. Mike hired a virtual assistant from Cherry Assistant about 2 years ago. Now he has a $50K per month business fully managed by a remote operator in South Africa. His VA from South Africa does the following: closing inbound leads on the phone, Yelp and Google and Facebook, manages his CRM and Go High Level, deals with rescheduling, cancellations, any issues, hires and manages the cleaners, and sends them daily reports and updates. Mike has a fully cash flowing business managed by a remote operator for only $8 an hour. You can also hire a US equivalent worker in the Philippines, South Africa, Latin America for a fraction of the cost with Cherry Assistant. Be like Mike and grow your business with offshore staff.
Man, that was DJ. I was talking about him earlier. He was talking on that ad. Cherry Assistant's awesome, man. Hats off to Layla. Layla, thank you so much. She helps me so much with this show in terms of helping follow up with the guests and making sure everything happens. But we need to get back into these comments. I see Brittany's already in there, answering some of these high level questions. But yeah, it's super easy to change from ClickFunnels to High Level. You can basically just grab your ClickFunnels page, put it in High Level, and boom, you can edit it in High Level. It's all there. You guys have probably have you seen that website technology where you can take someone's website, put it in there, and boom, it's just you can edit it as your own.
No, that's a thing.
It's a thing.
That's
it's
cool.
So easy. And so that's what High Level makes it easy for anyone to just okay, I see this workbook page and I really like it. Let me just go make it. And I'm helping people with that by just making all my pages templates for them. So if you like anything on my workbook page, let's make you one. All you got to do is just get the free trial and we're going to set it up. So anyway, topic 3. Let's get into some original research, Jess.
Ooh, yes, let's do it.
The winning content strategy. So that's one thing I feel like is missing a lot from the content we see out there is people aren't doing a research. They're just like sharing fluff, and when you can it's just like with journalists, right? We all want some like investigative journalism to like spend the time, interview the people, but people don't put in that work. Could you talk to us about why you should and why this is the winning strategy?
Yeah. So a couple of things. I think in the age of AI, original research is one of the few things that like cannot be pulled from AI, right? This is something you actually have to go out. You have to ask the questions of the right people. You have to compile the data. You have to analyze the data. You have to get the report, right? And reports are still something that people gravitate toward because it gives them an edge. It helps them kind of learn something new or have kind of that information that maybe not everyone has at the moment, right? It's new, it's interesting, it's just revealed. And so it gives people kind of a leg up if they have downloaded that research. So research to me is like a big area of focus, or should be, for content marketers for all of those reasons. Right now I'm working on a research report for Island. It's a big one. It's a meaty one. We hired an analyst firm to put it together, but you do not have to spend 6 figures for great research. I've also done research reports in like very scrappy ways, right? Sharing the survey link from SurveyMonkey on social media and getting people to take it, right? So that you're at least compiling that data and doing the analysis yourself, right? Or using like a tool like a SurveyMonkey or something like that to actually like help you with the analysis. So there are lots of different ways you can do it. I've seen some really great companies do, email their 3,000 person email list and get some really, really interesting data back on a 5-question survey that they can then use to power content for a very, very long time. I think that's another reason that original research is so important, because it's such a big like fuel or driver of your content strategy. Once you have a great research report, you can use it for months of just like divulging the information, showing the same statistic in a lot of different ways, infographics, and sit down with an SME and talk through the implications of the data, right? There's just all kinds of ways. And data like that is very sticky. There's a big PR and comms component to that, where like if you have original data, you can pitch it to the right publications, to the right media outlets that your audience is interested in, and they're going to really want to, pick that up. People love data points like that. So data research has a ton going for it, just in terms of like distribution, in terms of stickiness, in terms of people caring, in terms of being original and being able to stand out in the age of AI.
Yeah, such a great point. Especially in the age of AI, everything is so much harder. That's why I like these live streams. You can't really like replicate a live stream.
No, you cannot.
It's like we're just talking, and you could make this. There's just no way we could do it. Not a deep fake would not have this conversation.
No.
But I digress. What's your take on this, Connor?
I was actually going to ask Jess, because I worked. I don't know if you know her. Erin Balsa was my manager.
I was going to ask you.
Awesome.
Predictive Index.
Yeah, we were at Predictive Index.
tag her.
Erin was a huge believer in research. We did a research report every year. It was a nucleus for content. It was just like every 6 to 9 months, just like. Or 6 to 9 months. Sorry, we were just pulling, and we were making videos out of it. And we were asking experts about it on video, and then we were making these SEO pages. So like, I'm trying to think of a question here, but I like have been in your spot. So you know what? I'm curious, how has it changed since I've been in-house? Has it changed in the past 3 years? Research reports, has distribution changed? Has how you ask questions changed? What's new in that field?
Man, that's a good question. I think if you're doing it at the enterprise level, which I am, it's expensive. And so the distribution really has to be there, and it has to be baked in from the beginning. So part of my kickoff meeting is like to get all of the parties in the room and say like, here's what we have. We're going to have this gated asset. That's the report that's going to have data that says this. And we have a webinar with an analyst that we're going to talk about the implications of the data. Like those are our 2 deliverables. So, and then I think this is another nice tip that I love is like people feel more invested in a project like that if they're, if they aren't kind of the leader, if they have some ownership. So me saying something like, I would love for you to go away and in your respective kind of, silos and expertise and marketing, like come back to me in a week with like, how can we best get this out there? Like, what is your plan for getting this research and this data out into the world? As an expert in PR or an expert in events, right? So we're going to take this research and we're turning it into like a presentation, like a talk that we're going to be able to deliver at certain,
like a keynote kind of,
like a keynote,
amazing.
Right. Just like basically treating it as a story and like, what are the ways that we can disseminate the story, right? And you don't have to give the report to someone to deliver the story. So I think that's kind of an interesting.
Well, and we were talking about hooks earlier. I think some of the best hooks are original research hooks, like X percentage of people, just putting like a percentage in the hook already. And then like the second line, here's what we learned, more details below kind of thing. Totally. Oh my God, I'm going to read that post because it doesn't feel like you're trying to summarize 5 other people's posts. It's your own original thoughts.
Exactly.
Cool.
Original
cool.
content is where it's at.
That's right.
Absolutely. So I don't know, anything else either of you want to I will say you mentioned Erin Balsa, and she really is incredible. She was the one that she kind of had me thinking for a while because I went to grad school. I got my master's in sociology. So I had to like do original research. I wrote a master's thesis and when I was like grad assistant, I would like help grade undergrad papers and stuff like that. It was like a different part of my life. And I like totally thought about just applying those skills to like, customer stuff and business stuff. But I really didn't. But like, if that's something that you're into, if you're really good at research or you were really good at writing research papers or enjoyed it in college, then this type of research is something that you should be doing because it's not like we're, doing surgery. Always cite your sources. I even say, even on social media posts, like cite your sources. You have a stat in there, put your source in the comments. And, by doing so, like you are a good researcher, but you can take those research skills and apply it to marketing. But that's sort of what I was thinking of, especially when you mentioned Erin Balsa, because I used to follow her all the time and she used to inspire me so much. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go do what she's doing.
She was so smart. We used research for getting close to customers too, because a lot of times, like we sold to HR executives. We weren't HR executives in marketing, so we didn't know crap about them. So she would actually walk us through the report as a marketing team to be like, hey, this is what we found out people cared about. So it was an internal tool, right? And it was just had so many implications. Also, if you ever go to her house, she has like a 9-foot tall poster of Biggie that is just so intimidating and beautiful.
Never would have guessed that.
Oh, you should have. No, I'm kidding.
I think one of the things that she posted about one time that just stuck with me, that like blew me away, just the simplicity and the brilliance of it, was when she was doing her Notorious Thought Leader podcast. She would end every single podcast by asking the same set of questions. No, I'm sorry. She would send her guests a 10-question survey. And so everybody, would answer this 10-question survey. And then after 10 or 15 people, she now had survey
results. Oh my God.
She had original research. So she could be like,
genius.
14 out of 15 content marketers think this about thought leadership.
Oh, Jesse, you got to get on this. This is free ideas.
Brilliant.
Oh, I know, seriously. Yeah, I know it's brilliant. If that's what you're into, you absolutely should. But I don't know. I'm just really into helping people go live on LinkedIn. That's my main thing, is helping businesses and sales coaches go live on LinkedIn. And there's still a lot of research that can be done on there. Like I sort of think of like short form video as top of the funnel and live streams as the middle of the funnel. And then the bottom of the funnel being your communities and your courses.
I think
So,
people use
like-
like live streams and webinars too as like a lead magnet, and
Really?
it works forever in software. Like that was what we did for years at the Predictive Index before we switched
Yeah.
our strategy a little bit.
And I just don't see how it's going anywhere. I just think for me, I'm all about live stream. So like I love what Aaron's doing, but man, I just went in a different way, but maybe in another lifetime. But for now, videos for marketing.
Own your thing. Your thing is live stream. I love that for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Engaging, creative, and targeted. Ooh.
Okay, cool.
How do you make your video targeted?
Oh, please. So many
Tell us
things.
about it all. Tell us all the things.
Yes. Enlighten us.
I know I don't have tons of time here, so I could say so much about marketing and video here, but the number one thing I'll say is that video is not a strategy, it is a medium. So if people are saying we need a video strategy, I don't think you're thinking of the right way. So I just think when you're thinking of putting video in your marketing strategy, it should follow whatever go-to-market motion you're already doing. If you're doing webinars, great. Video should get people to go to the webinar, and maybe video should even be incorporated in the webinar itself like this. If you're doing blog posts, also great. Videos should be at your high-performing blog posts so that it stays top of the list, because video increases SEO ranking. And also you can repurpose it to YouTube, and you can push it onto blog or LinkedIn and just keep funneling people back into your blog. At the Predictive Index, we were SEO led. And so a lot of my time went towards building out blog post videos. We did one a week. We posted on YouTube. They got between 1,000 and 5,000 views, which was really good for us because we were hitting people in our niche. And we actually got a bunch of leads off of YouTube. So it's not always like I do video ads now because I love that. It's the thing I'm very good at. I'm good at writing those scripts, but you don't need to do video ads. You don't need to have a HubSpot budget to spend on videos to get into video in your marketing funnel. And again, it is a medium. With the limited amount of time, I'm just going to say that because I want that to be the takeaway. And I could go so deep into
I love that. And
any kinds of them.
You don't need a
If the
HubSpot
video guy
budget.
says it, you know it's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't need fancy production. Fancy production helps
Yes.
for different things, but like it's, whatever
I
you're
feel
doing,
that.
just double down on that. If you're early in your business, especially, you should not be focused on more than one type of video, really. Just like you shouldn't be focused on more than one channel. You're just going to spread if you have like one marketer on the team or 3 marketers on the team, they're not going to be able to put in really high quality content, which my whole thing, I think quality matters so much more than quantity, especially in an AI age. So just get good at the video that makes sense for your go-to-market motion. It's a medium. It's not a strategy.
Yeah, and Connor is so good at it. Like, go follow Connor and look at some of the videos he posted. I remember after Exit 5, you made some really awesome like video
Oh my God,
collages.
that's right. I did the vlog of Exit 5.
They gave me all the feels. I loved seeing you in like your little Airbnb talking about. I was like, that was such a good idea.
That is my video strategy, right? So I'm a one-person show here, and the way I get leads is through LinkedIn and through referrals. Everyone gets it through referrals. So really it's through LinkedIn. It's through organic social. And that vlog got me a client because they were like, I felt like I got to know you through your visit to Exit 5, because I was talking through my insecurities when I was going to the event. I was talking through what I wanted to get out of it, the people I wanted to meet. And then, it was a story. And at the end, I was like, I did these things. Woo. And so I'm hoping that whoever was watching it was like, oh, go Connor, and in that rooting for me, hopefully maybe, they'll think about booking a call with me at some point. I also just love making those videos. I love looking back on my vlogs and being like, oh, wow, like 1 year ago, I was so cute, and now I'm doing a lot better. So it's personal progress. It's personal preference, but really it's my strategy. We're all in on organic social. I just think it works for me.
Yeah, I'm all about it as well. You too, right, Jess? And you've got a podcast.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, that's marketing, baby.
Yes.
That's a good title.
That's literally the name of the podcast. That's marketing, baby.
That's marketing, baby.
Everyone should go follow it and check it out. But those are our 4 topics, and we still have to do the guru of the week. Ooh! So I'm going to pull myself out of the screen, and I'll put the gurus of the week on the screen. If you could both tell us why everyone should go follow these 2 people.
Yes.
You go first, Jess.
Oh, I love who you picked.
I know. Wait, I think we picked them. But...
Yeah, I know, but I love who you picked. Okay.
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
Mina Misbahi, you have to follow her. She is a brilliant content strategist. She makes these beautiful graphics that take things that are like I've thought in my brain about content strategy, and she puts them into these gorgeous little like graphics that I'm like, yes, that is exactly how it is in my head, and I've never been able to map it like that. She is empathetic. She is warm. You feel like you get to know this really wonderful gem of a person in her posts. Go follow Mina. She's amazing.
What a wonderful set. I've seen her graphics, by the way, before.
They're beautiful.
So I'm like, God, I need to figure out how to make graphics like that. Raina. If I talk about high level strategy and like video that feels a little too complicated, which I do a lot, Raina brings it down to earth and teaches you how to do video with just you and a camera in your room and make it look good on Descript. It's so good for getting started. I recommend Raina to everyone. Their content is stellar. They're funny. They're personable. They're a real human being. They're not just regurgitating content. And so, first of all, just give them a follow and support their content, because I just really want the best for them. And second off, ask them for consulting with your if you ever have like a studio setup, or you're thinking about buying a camera. Everyone's thinking about buying a camera these days. They have the best recommendations. Yeah, I love
Plus
it.
one to that. I follow Raina. Amazing.
Yeah.
So incredible. Thank you both so much for sharing 2 new gurus for everyone to go follow. And they do look amazing. I just put them in the comments. But we need to give away some prizes. And before we do, we've got 4 people on YouTube, 4 people on LinkedIn, all of which I don't think were here in the beginning. So if you both don't mind telling everyone one more time, if they put hashtag revenue in the comments, what are they getting? We'll start with you, Jess.
My course called Homepages for Humans. It is a really awesome way just to get everything out of your head about, the product you're selling, the thing you're trying to write about, and get it into copy that like hits at the heart and minds of people that are could potentially buy.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And how about you, Connor?
Oops. You can present it.
Not myself, you, Connor.
Oh yeah. Okay. So do you have a video script that you want help working on? I'll be there for you. Send me a Loom, send me the doc. We can even hop on a Zoom call. This is a service, I will audit your script for you and make it look really good, make you feel confident on camera. Or I can do a video edit for your brand, 30 seconds, super snappy. We'll show off some of your product features, whatever you want.
That's so incredible. Thank you both so much for sharing. Now, these are all the keywords. You can tag high level, put hashtag headset, hashtag personal branding, or hashtag revenue. But I'm going to start giving these away because we are already over time. I apologize.
Am I allowed to win Jess's prize? No.
I was thinking the same thing about you.
I know, right? I'm like, I want to win too. So we do have 3 entries for the high level prize. So Layla, I think you put the link in. So Layla's with me. So yeah, we'll draw again. And I know we can ship to where you are overseas in South Africa, but Paul or Brittany, Paul,
Hey-o.
Congratulations. You are the winner
Awesome.
of the high level swag pack. So Layla will reach out to you. Please connect with her and we'll get you connected with everyone you need to be connected to get the swag pack. And I'm going to go ahead and give away the next prize. Let's do this. So next prize, looks like we have 1 entry on the headset. So whoever you are, you win. We'll go back and find you, whoever you are, hashtag headset. Layla will find you. Same thing with hashtag personal branding. There's only 1. So I'm not going to draw it since there's just 1. But on hashtag revenue, we've got 2 entries. It's either the bomb or Paul Singh. So
Oh my goodness.
Paul's
that's
gonna win it
Brandy
all.
Bomb.
I'm ready.
Oh,
That was
congratulations, Brandy. You are the winner of prize 4. That is awesome. Well, we will connect you with Brandy Baum. We have all of her details, actually. She came to the retreat. I met her in person. I threw a retreat over the summer. It was so fun. And she was
amazing.
Yeah, I know. I need to get my, what.
in-person events are back. I can't wait to
They're
go to so
the
many.
Yes, they are. That one was smaller. It was just 8 people. I think I can do that. I know,
Oh, no,
right?
that's awesome.
And then like hired a photographer. We should hire a videographer, aka Connor. Come to the retreat. Take
I'll
some
recommend you
photos.
someone. I don't shoot much anymore these days, but
Ah,
that's okay.
damn. No, it's like a personal branding retreat. I digress. But before we go, could both of you tell the listeners who you serve, how you help them, and how they could reach out to you if they want to work
Oh.
with you? We'll start with you, Jess.
I love helping marketers of all experience. My niche is probably more in the content area, but I mean, let's face it, all marketing these days is content marketing in some way, shape, or form. So if you are just looking to kind of like level up your knowledge around content process, content creation, content strategy, connecting the dots, working with SMEs, all of the things. You can follow me on LinkedIn. I also have a podcast, like we mentioned earlier, that's Marketing Baby on Spotify, on Apple, all of the places.
I love the podcast name. And Connor, how
I
about
want it on
you?
a hat. Kind of. I hope you make hats.
Love it.
Anyway, I service Series A and Series B companies with high quality ad creatives for not absorbent prices. So usually in like the 5 to 10 million ARR range, people come to me. I usually do a 1-day shoot that creates around 20 to 30 ads, and then we go live with them, and they usually perform better than their static images. That's me.
That's a great offer.
Yeah.
You've like perfected that. That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hopefully
you
it's niche enough. I feel like if you asked me 6 months ago, I had like one less clause on there, and then like 6 months ago I was like, I'll do any video.
And now you're resting and you are like royalty because you are just creating some really great content. Both of you are super incredible, awesome marketers to follow. I always love having other marketers on the show. So thank you so much for going over 7 minutes with us. Thank you everyone in the audience for being here. And I hope everyone can come back. We're doing this live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time here on the Reveting page and across all the other channels. But until then, I hope to reconnect with you guys another time. But thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Thank you.
This
This
is-
was a blast.
This is such a fun way to spend your Wednesday evening. I feel like I'd just be a couch potato right now. So,
Totally, right? And we'll repurpose this. And so, you know, and where you're watching it now, if you want to go back and watch the recording, it just stays right there. But
There you go.
yeah, big fan of live stream. But everyone have a great Wednesday night.